My brothers and sisters, so many of us are running tirelessly, chasing success at work, trying to hold our families together and hoping our worship doesn't get lost along the way. We feel stretched, drained, and sometimes guilty, as though we're failing in every direction. But what if I told you that true peace doesn't come from choosing one over the other? It comes from finding the balance that Allah has already placed within your reach. When your worship strengthens your soul, your work sustains your life, and your family nourishes your heart, you will find yourself walking a path of peace. And in that balance lies true success, not just in this world, but in the eternal life to come. But my brothers and sisters, balance does not happen by accident. It requires conscious effort, planning, and above all, sincerity. Many people make the mistake of living reactively. They wake up each morning and simply respond to whatever comes their way. Emails, phone calls, tasks, arguments without having a clear structure or intention. This kind of life leads to exhaustion and imbalance because you are not directing your time. Your time is directing you. A believer is not careless with the hours Allah has gifted them. A believer values time like a treasure because every moment lost can never return. That is why the Quran swears by time itself to remind us that it is a trust we must manage wisely. If you truly want to balance worship, work, and family, you must learn to organize yourself. Set aside fixed times for prayer, no matter what happens. Protect those times like you would protect your most valuable asset, because that is exactly what they are. When the adhan is called, when the reminder of salah reaches you, do not delay. Step away from your desk, leave aside your chores, and answer the call of your Creator. That discipline alone will inject barakah into everything else. Yam. I'll do. Then when it comes to work, learn to separate what is essential from what is unnecessary. Many of us get trapped in endless hours of work, not because the work demands it, but because we fail to prioritize. We allow distractions, side conversations, and procrastination to consume us. If you use your working hours efficiently, you will find that you have enough time left for family and worship. Productivity is not about working endlessly. It is about working with focus. Remember that even at your workplace, your intention can turn your efforts into worship. Walk into your office or begin your tasks with the remembrance of Allah and remind yourself that you are striving to live honorably, provide for those under your care, and remain independent from haram sources of wealth. With that mindset, every keystroke, every meeting, every honest effort becomes part of your path to Jannah. As for family, never underestimate the power of presence. Many parents believe that providing financially is enough, that once they bring food to the table and pay the bills, they have fulfilled their duty. But your children need more than your earnings. They need your love, your guidance, your laughter, and your listening ear. They need to see you live Islam, not just hear you preach it. When a father takes time to play with his child, when a mother shows patience in the face of tantrums, when parents pray with their children, those are the moments that build a strong family rooted in faith. The Prophet himself used to carry children, shorten his prayer when he heard a baby cry, and show mercy to the young. Do not let your work or your exhaustion strip your family of these rights. And it is not just children. Your spouse also deserves your time, affection, and gentleness. Many marriages suffer not because of hatred, but because of neglect. Spouses live under the same roof, but drift apart emotionally, each consumed by their own responsibilities. Do not let that happen to you. Speak kindly, appreciate each other, support one another, and forgive quickly. A healthy marriage is not only a blessing for this world, but also a powerful shield against the temptations of shaitan. And remember, when you are good to your spouse, you are engaging in an act of worship beloved to Allah. Now let us not forget the role of parents. For many, balancing work, family, and worship also includes caring for aging parents. This can be challenging, especially when demands are high. Yet the Quran places serving parents immediately after the command to worship Allah. That alone shows its weight. Serving your parents, showing them respect, making dua for them, and being there for them is not an optional act. It is a duty of the highest rank. Even if they are old and frail, even if they become difficult in their behavior, never forget the sacrifices they made for you when you were helpless. Caring for parents is not a distraction from worship. It is worship itself. Sometimes people feel overwhelmed because all these responsibilities seem to collide at once. Work deadlines approach, children demand attention, parents need help, and prayers need to be performed on time. It is in these moments that shaitan whispers, making you feel like balance is impossible. But never forget that Allah knows your struggles, He sees your efforts, and He rewards based not only on results but on intentions and sincerity. When you are genuinely trying to fulfill each duty, even if you fall short, Allah will still reward you for your striving. One of the keys to maintaining balance is to live your life. Today, many of us carry unnecessary burdens because we chase after what we do not need. We overcommit, overspend, overwork, and overextend ourselves in trying to meet societal expectations. We think success means having more than others. So we push ourselves until there is no time left for salah, no patience left for family, and no peace left in our hearts. True success is not in abundance, but in contentment. When you learn to live simply, to be grateful for what you have, and to let go of unnecessary competition, you will find more space in your life for what truly matters. Do not underestimate the power of dua in this journey. Ask Allah to grant you balance, to bless your work, to guide your family, and to strengthen your worship. No matter how organized you are, no matter how hard you try, without His help, you will falter. But with His help, even the heaviest load feels light. Turn to Him in the quiet hours of the night. Admit your weakness and ask for His strength. Say, "Oh Allah, make me the best in my worship, the best in my work, and the best in my family life. Oh Allah, put barakah in my time and accept my efforts." Such a dua made with sincerity can transform your entire outlook. Also, surround yourself with people who remind you of balance. If your circle is filled only with workaholics, you will feel pressured to neglect your family. If your circle is filled only with people who belittle worship, you may slip into heedlessness. If your circle is filled with those who dismiss family ties, you may take yours for granted. Choose companions who remind you of Allah, who encourage you to pray, who value family, and who push you to excel in your work without compromising your deen. Your environment plays a huge role in shaping your habits. And remember, balance looks different in different stages of life. A young student may have more time for extra worship but fewer family responsibilities. A new parent may spend sleepless nights caring for a baby and feel unable to perform as much voluntary worship. A person nearing retirement may shift their focus more towards worship and community service. Each season of life has its own balance, and that is okay. Do not compare your situation to others unfairly. What matters is that within your circumstances, you are giving each area its due right. Never fall into the trap of thinking that being busy absolves you of responsibility. How many people claim they are too busy for salah, yet spend hours scrolling through their phones? How many claim they have no time for family, yet make time for entertainment and idle talk? The issue is not the lack of time, it is the lack of priorities. Every human being has the same 24 hours. What distinguishes us is how we use them. Prioritize what pleases Allah, and He will take care of the rest. At the same time, do not be harsh on yourself. Perfection is not the goal, consistency is. You may miss a family dinner because of work. You may get delayed in prayer once in a while. You may feel drained and unable to give your best some days. That is part of being human. What matters is that you keep returning, keep trying, keep adjusting. Balance is not a fixed point. It is a continuous act of correction. Just like a person walking on a tightrope constantly shifts their weight, you too will constantly adjust. As long as you are sincere and keep moving forward, you are on the right path. When you learn to align your worship, your work, and your family, you begin to see how they feed into each other rather than compete. Worship fills your heart with patience and wisdom, which makes you better at work and more loving at home. Work provides sustenance and stability, which allows you to worship with ease and support your family with dignity. Family gives you love and support, which strengthens your soul and motivates you to excel in work and remain firm in worship. They are not three separate worlds. They are one interconnected life. And when balanced, they bring harmony. My beloved brothers and sisters, when harmony enters your life, you feel its presence in every step you take. You wake up in the morning not with anxiety, but with purpose. You step into your day knowing that each moment can be transformed into an act of devotion if only your intention is correct. When you balance worship, work, and family, you do not feel torn between them. Rather, you see them as threads weaving a beautiful fabric that covers you with peace and contentment. This is the state that believers should aspire to, a state where their inner world is aligned with their outer responsibilities. There will always be challenges. Life will test you with busyness, with unexpected trials, with moments where everything seems to demand your attention at once. That is the reality of the dunya. It is not supposed to be smooth sailing. But remember, balance is not found in the absence of challenges. It is found in your ability to navigate them with wisdom and faith. Even when your schedule is heavy, even when your heart feels burdened, You can still make time for worship, still treat your family with kindness, and still strive to earn your sustenance honestly. Balance is not about perfection. It is about striving even when it is difficult. Think about how the Prophet lived. He was a leader, a teacher, a husband, a father, a friend, and a servant of Allah. His life was filled with responsibilities greater than any of ours, yet he never neglected worship, he never failed to honor his family, and he never abandoned his duties to the people. He prayed long in the night, but he also smiled at his companions during the day. He led armies and nations, yet he would mend his own clothes at home. His example teaches us that it is possible to fulfill multiple roles if the heart is sincere and the priorities are clear. One of the greatest secrets to balance is barakah. Without barakah, even 10 hours of work can feel wasted. With barakah, 1 hour of focused effort can achieve more than an entire day. Barakah is what allows your income to stretch, your time to expand, your energy to be renewed. And barakah comes only from Allah. It is earned through obedience, through honesty, through gratitude. If you want more barakah in your life, then protect your salah, speak truthfully, avoid haram, and give in charity. You will find that your work becomes easier, your family life more peaceful, and your worship more fulfilling. Do not underestimate small acts. Sometimes we imagine that balance requires grand sacrifices or extraordinary planning. But in reality, balance is built upon simple, consistent actions. 5 minutes of quality dua before starting your work can set the tone for your entire day. 10 minutes of genuine conversation with your spouse can strengthen your marriage more than an expensive gift. Sitting with your child to listen to their thoughts, even briefly, can leave a lasting impression on their heart. Small acts, repeated consistently, create a balanced life. Another key to balance is patience. Many of us want quick results. We want our careers to soar overnight, our children to be perfectly obedient, and our worship to feel spiritual at all times. But life does not work that way. Work requires patience. Family requires patience. Worship requires patience. Balance is not a destination you arrive at instantly. It is a journey you walk with perseverance. The Quran reminds us that Allah is with those who are patient. When you approach your responsibilities with patience, you find that even the struggles become meaningful. My brothers and sisters, we must also remember that balance is not just for this world, it is for the next. Every salah you pray, every halal income you earn, every smile you give to your family, every sacrifice you make, all of it is recorded with Allah. When you meet Him, you will see the fruits of that balance. Imagine standing on the day of judgment and being told that your hours at work counted as worship because you earned with honesty. Imagine being told that your moments of kindness to your family earned you rewards greater than voluntary prayers. Imagine being told that your consistency in salah elevated your status in Jannah. That is the true success of balance. But what happens when balance is lost? When work consumes you until you forget to pray? When family is neglected in the name of earning more? When worship is pushed aside for worldly gain? You may appear successful in the eyes of people, but deep down there will be emptiness. You will feel restless, unsatisfied, and disconnected. Balance is not just about outer productivity, it is about inner peace. Without it, no amount of wealth, no number of achievements, no family gatherings will bring you true happiness. Some people struggle because they set unrealistic expectations. They want to pray like a scholar, work like a businessman, and parent like an expert, all at once. When they fail, they become disheartened. But balance is not about being the best in everything. It is about doing your best in your circumstances. Maybe you cannot pray long hours at night, but you can guard your 5 daily prayers. Maybe you cannot earn millions, but you can earn halal and be content. Maybe you cannot spend endless hours with your family, but you can give them love and attention when you are present. Do not let the perfect become the enemy of the good. One practical way to maintain balance is to establish routines. Routine does not mean rigidity, it means structure. Wake up early, pray Fajr, and begin your day with remembrance. Dedicate specific times for work and avoid bringing it unnecessarily into family hours. Create moments of worship throughout the day, even if brief, such as saying adhkar while commuting or making dua while walking. These small routines create stability and allow you to give each responsibility its due portion without chaos. We must also be careful of overcommitment. Many people today say yes to everything, every project, every social event, every invitation, until they are stretched so thin that they cannot fulfill their primary duties. Learn to say no when necessary. Your time is valuable and you are accountable for how you spend it. Protect your worship, protect your family, and protect your energy. It is better to do a few things well than to do many things poorly. And remember, balance is not just about giving, but also about receiving. Take time to recharge spiritually, emotionally, and physically. Spend moments in solitude with your Lord. Reflect upon the Quran. Go for a walk in nature and remember the signs of Allah. Take care of your body with rest and nur. Ishment, a balanced life includes self-care because you cannot serve others or worship properly if you are constantly drained. Caring for yourself is not selfish. It is part of fulfilling the trust Allah has given you in your own body and soul. Brothers and sisters, let us think deeply about the legacy we wish to leave behind. When your life comes to an end, people will not remember how many hours you worked, how many meetings you attended, or how much wealth you accumulated. They will remember your character, your worship, your kindness, and the love you gave to your family. Balance ensures that your legacy is not one-dimensional. It ensures that when you depart, you leave behind not just material wealth, but spiritual wealth, emotional warmth, and acts of goodness that continue to benefit you in the grave. And never forget, balance requires gratitude. Be grateful for the ability to worship. Be grateful for the opportunity to work. Be grateful for the blessing of family. Gratitude turns what you have into enough. And it brings more blessings into your life. When you thank Allah for your responsibilities instead of complaining about them, you shift your perspective. Instead of seeing them as burdens, you begin to see them as opportunities to earn closeness to Allah. Gratitude fuels balance because it keeps your heart focused on the giver rather than the gift. So, my brothers and sisters, reflect on your life once more. Look at your worship. Are you consistent? Are you prioritizing it? Are you protecting it? Look at your work. Are you earning with honesty? Are you avoiding haram? Are you managing your time wisely? Look at your family. Are you giving them love, patience, and attention? Or are you neglecting them? These questions are not meant to shame you, but to awaken you. If you see imbalance, then today is the day to begin correcting it, step by step, choice by choice. Intention by intention, you can move towards balance. And as you strive, remember that balance is not something you achieve once and never lose. It is something you must keep working on, keep adjusting, keep returning to. Some days you will excel in worship, other days in work, and other days in family. That is fine, as long as you do not abandon any of them. Life is a continuous adjustment, and Allah judges you by your effort and sincerity, not by perfection. My beloved brothers and sisters, this is why it is so important to view every single day as an opportunity for renewal. Yesterday may have been unbalanced. Yesterday you may have neglected salah. Yesterday you may have spoken harshly to a family member. Yesterday you may have wasted hours at work. But today is a new day, a gift from Allah, a chance to realign your priorities and set your heart once more on balance. Never allow the mistakes of the past to paralyze you. Instead, use them as lessons. Learn where you slipped. Seek forgiveness and commit yourself to improvement. Balance is not lost forever when you stumble. It is regained the moment you turn back to Allah sincerely. You must also recognize that part of balance lies in understanding your limitations. We live in a culture that glorifies constant productivity, constant achievement, constant motion. But human beings are not machines. You have emotional needs, spiritual needs, and physical needs. When you push yourself beyond your capacity in one area, you often collapse in another. Some people work endlessly, thinking they are providing for their families, only to find that their health fails and they can no longer provide at all. Others focus only on worship, neglecting rest until they burn out and feel unable to continue. Islam is a religion of moderation, a path that acknowledges the needs of the body, the mind, the heart, and the soul. Respect your limits and you will find greater consistency and bala. Consider how salah itself is structured. It is not an endless prayer that consumes the entire day, nor is it an occasional ritual left to our whims. It is 5 times a day, spaced at intervals, reminding us to pause, reconnect, and then return to our duties. This rhythm teaches balance. You worship, then you work. You pray, then you return to your family. You remember Allah, then you engage with the world again. Salah is not meant to interrupt life. It is meant to guide the flow of life. When you keep this rhythm, you find that everything else naturally falls into place. It is also vital to guard yourself against comparison. Many times, imbalance creeps into our lives because we are too busy looking at others. We see someone excelling in worship and feel guilty, forgetting that our own circumstances may be different. We see someone achieving great success in their career and feel inadequate, forgetting that provision is from Allah. We see families that appear perfect on the outside and assume ours is lacking, forgetting that every household has its unseen struggles. Comparison steals your peace, distracts you from your own responsibilities, and leads you into imbalance. Focus on your journey. Ask yourself, am I doing my best with what Allah has given me? That is the question that truly matters. And let us remember that balance often requires sacrifice. There will be times when you must leave a profitable opportunity because it interferes with your salah. There will be times when you must decline an extra task at work because your family needs you. There will be times when you must sacrifice your own comfort to fulfill an act of worship. These sacrifices may seem difficult in the moment, but they bring long-term peace and eternal reward. What you give up for the sake of Allah, He replaces with something better. Never fear loss when your sacrifice is for Him. Another aspect of balance is communication. Many struggles in families arise not because of lack of love, but because of lack of understanding. A father may work long hours thinking he is showing care, while the children see only absence. A mother may dedicate herself to chores thinking she is serving her family, while her spouse feels neglected emotionally. A child may feel misunderstood and withdraw, while parents assume disobedience. Balance in family life requires open communication, speaking kindly, listening attentively, and expressing love openly. Do not assume your family knows your intentions. Show them through words and actions that they matter to you. This will strengthen bonds and bring harmony into the home. Equally, balance at work requires boundaries. Many workplaces today encourage overwork, rewarding those who sacrifice personal time and punishing those who set limits. But as a believer, you must know your priorities. Your work is important, but it is not your life. Do not allow your job to strip you of your humanity, your worship, or your family time. Work diligently during your hours, but protect your salah and your personal responsibilities. If you carry yourself with integrity, Allah will open doors for you, even if you refuse to compromise your values for worldly gain. Balance also requires a strong heart. Life will test you with moments that throw you off center. Loss of a loved one, financial struggles, health issues, sudden responsibilities. These moments can shake your balance if you are unprepared. This is why building a strong relationship with Allah is essential. When your heart is firm in faith, no storm can fully uproot you. You may bend, but you will not break. You may feel pain, but you will not lose direction. Worship anchors you in times of hardship, reminding you that this world is temporary and that patience brings immense reward. My brothers and sisters, do not forget that balance is also an act of justice. Every part of your life has rights upon you. Allah has rights upon you. Your body has rights upon you. Your family has rights upon you. Your work has rights upon you. Justice means fulfilling each right without neglect. When you give to one at the expense of all others, you commit injustice, not only against others, but against yourself. A just life is a balanced life. And Allah loves those who uphold justice, even in the small matters of daily living. Sometimes balance can be found in delegating and seeking help. You do not need to carry every responsibility alone. Share tasks with your spouse, involve your children in household duties, seek assistance when overwhelmed. This does not make you weak, it makes you wise. Even the greatest leaders consulted others. Even the strongest relied on companions. Asking for help is part of maintaining balance because it prevents you from collapsing under unnecessary weight. We must also remember that balance includes the community around us. Your neighbors, your friends, the needy in your area, they too have rights upon you. Balance is not only about self and family, but also about reaching beyond your own circle to give back to society. Serving others does not take away from your worship, work, or family. It enhances them. When you help those in need, Allah helps you. When you strengthen community ties, your own family benefits. When you contribute positively to society, your work gains deeper purpose. Community service is part of a balanced life, for it connects your personal blessings to the wider ummah. And let us not ignore the role of shaitan in disturbing our balance. Shaitan loves extremes. He whispers to some people to abandon worship in pursuit of wealth, and to others to abandon worldly duties in the name of worship. He pushes people to overwork until they neglect family, or to overindulge in leisure until they neglect responsibilities. Recognize his tactics. Islam is a middle path, and shaitan wants to drag you away from it. Seek refuge in Allah. Remember Him often, and you will protect yourself from falling into extremes that destroy balance. Brothers and sisters, reflect on the serenity you feel when your life is balanced. When you pray on time, your heart is at rest. When you work honestly, your conscience is clear. When you spend meaningful time with family, your soul is nourished. This serenity is not accidental. It is the direct fruit of balance. And when you lose balance, you feel the opposite: stress, guilt, emptiness. These feelings are signs from Allah, guiding you back towards what is right. Pay attention to them and do not ignore their message. Remember also that balance is dynamic. What balance looks like in one season of life may differ in another. A young student's balance may lean more towards study and worship. IPS, a parent with young children may find that much of their worship is hidden in caring for the little ones. An elder may shift more towards worship and community service. The balance is not fixed. It evolves with your circumstances, but the principle remains the same. Give each responsibility its right, remain sincere, and keep Allah at the center. And so strive every day to bring harmony into your worship, your work, and your family life. Do not despair when you fall short, for falling short is part of being human. What matters is that you never stop realigning, never stop striving, never stop asking Allah for help. With sincerity, patience, and gratitude, balance becomes possible. And when balance is achieved, it beautifies your life in this world and secures your success in the eternal life to come.